Today I'm going to be talking about a popular vlogger named David Dobrik. If you don't know, David Dobrik is a very famous vlogger. He's known for giving away a whole bunch of Teslas and just for random stuff in his house. He has a huge bed or something like that. But recently some drama came up where two people that used to make videos with him, one named Seth and one named Big Nick, they both came out against him on H3H3's podcast, but at different times, and explained the bad situations that they were both put through. I'm going to be starting with Seth. I don't really know who Seth is. I don't know his background, but I do know that Big Nick was a famous Viner from back then. Seth gets pranked twice, and it's very scummy both times for different reasons. In the first prank, there is a girl in the group named Karina, or something like that. I don't really know the complete name. And David says to Seth, hey, you're going to make out with Karina for this skit, for the video, but she's going to be wearing a mask of some sort. So what ends up happening is that they do the kissing scene and everything, and they're making out. They are going right at it. And then under the mask actually ends up being Jason Nash, which if you don't know who Jason Nash is, he's an older guy, and he's also from Vine as well. The main problem here is that he only consented to kissing Karina. Not a guy. Not Jason Nash. And it also sounds disgusting, too. And I feel so bad. I feel so bad for Seth in this situation.
I gotta put padding, you look kinda dumb.
But instead of going to the room and adding more padding, Karina's gonna hop out of the outfit and have Jason put it on instead.
Karina's taking these off now and switching with them.
And then without any hesitation, I'm gonna have Jason come out wearing the old man mask and try to make out with Seth.
Karina! Oh my god! Seth! Jason!
Oh my god! Disgusting! It's Daddy!
As you can see in the clip, he's shocked at first, but after time and he realizes what happened, he realizes that something completely bad happened there. He later on tries to get David Dobrik to take down the video, but David Dobrik only bribes him with money, saying, oh, I'll pay you to keep the video up. And whenever that video came up, it got over 10 million views, and people were trying to, they were thinking he was gay, and they were thinking that he was something he wasn't. So all these people are trying to say all this stuff about him that just isn't true, and all these people are trying to guess stuff that isn't true about him. This makes, and as well as feeling sexually assaulted, which this was sexual assault, he wants to just get the video taken down. He asks him to take the video down. David says no, and then attempts to bribe him with some cash. I don't know if he accepted any cash or not. And the scummy thing is that Seth explains the whole situation that's going on. He's like, hey, I don't like this. I don't like this one bit. People are talking to me, saying this stuff about me that isn't true. They're saying this and that. They're doing this and that. Please take down the video. And then David Dobrik just says, oh, I'll pay you for it. And the thing is that paying people, giving people money will not stop people from seeing that video. It will not stop the stuff that he has to go through whenever people see him in that video. Because no matter what, that video's out on the internet forever now. Somewhere, most likely it's out there. No matter if you delete it or not. And money isn't going to save that, but deleting where the video was originally will help in the long end. Seth also ends up moving states because of this situation, and ends up moving away from David and them because of everything that happened.
We asked him, I understand, like, everyone makes mistakes, and, I don't feel like you hate me, and, all this other stuff, but, I need you to take these videos down because they legitimately have caused me so much trauma. I just want to try to get away from it. And then he, offers to pay me money to keep the videos up. And then at that moment, I realized, like, he's not a friend. I decided to kind of move out the state and move to Atlanta, because when I was in LA, after kind of dealing with that video with Jason, the makeout video, now millions of billions of people kind of are misconstruing, like, my own sexuality and how I feel about participating in something that, he didn't have my consent for. So I end up moving to a different state to kind of get away from it. So it's not like people coming up to me left and right. I really want the viewers to understand it is so incredibly tough as a man to have to say that you were sexually assaulted by a man. It does like affect your confidence as a man. You know, you start kind of questioning yourself, and people would bring it up to me in public, and then I would just basically ignore it, like, oh, well, you know, at least, you know, like I have friends that, you know, are doing cool stuff, you know, like that's probably why they're just trying to bring this up to try to like bring me down. But in reality, the situation was so traumatizing that I was just trying to act like it just didn't even exist.
Yeah.
David Dobrik also does another prank, which is basically the same, but in a different situation. In this one, he tells Seth that he has a big commercial job coming up where he's working with Jack Link's Jerky, and there's going to be women in gorilla suits all around him, being on him, like flirty-wise, and one of them comes up and kisses him. But the one that comes up and kisses him is Jason Nash again. And he gets really excited about this commercial, and he starts telling his family, his friends, like, yeah, I'm going to do this commercial and stuff like that. And imagine how excited he was to actually get this commercial, too, and everything. One of the gorillas comes up in a suit, and it ends up being Jason Nash again.
And he sets it up this time as this commercial where collab is involved. I guess Jack Link's Beef Jerky was involved in it. And then also David, Jason, and this time not Corinna, driving from like my grandma's house in Compton to be involved in all these videos, kind of, you know, looking for something that could kind of be a break to kind of get me to the next level. And I'm like, oh, I just booked a commercial, like hanging out with David and all this other stuff. This is awesome. Like, I'm super excited about it. I'm calling my family, like, hey, you know, like I'm about to be in a commercial. Like,
That's
this is
painful.
good. So there's going to be like these sexy gorillas, and they're going to be touching on you. And even then I was just like, Jack Link's is kind of like, what's up with them, you know?
And so Jason came out as one of the gorillas and then started making out with you again.
Yeah.
Imagine how bad or how mad and upset he felt during that. Because you had this big gig, you were going to be on a commercial, you thought you were going to be on a commercial, thought you were going to be on TV. And then it just ends up being the same prank that you weren't comfortable with in the first place, and you didn't like in the first place, and that David knew that you wanted the other video taken down, and that he didn't like it at all and explained what he was going through, but you still do it again for more views and for more fame. That's pretty scummy. As well as during commercials, you're promised a bit of money up front, and at the time, Seth wasn't really financially stable, and he was relying on the money from the commercial to actually pay for rent and everything. Seth really relied on the money at the time, and then David Dobrik tries to bribe him again, saying, oh, I'll just tag you in the video. Even though that tagging him in the video would not help during this financial situation, and Seth tries to explain that. He explains the whole situation that goes on too. He explains in full detail that, hey, I'm not going to be able to be at a house if you don't pay me. And all he does is try to tag him. But then David Dobrik ends up giving him some money, and then he gets tagged like at number 20 in the description for all the people that were in it. Don't forget that he's the main person in the video as well. And he's getting tagged at the very bottom. Another thing is that one of the prank videos on him got 10 million views, and David didn't even give him a single bit of the cash. And trust me, after 10 million views, there's going to be some money there, and probably a lot of it. And he still refused to even try to cough up some. To his own friend. Put that in quotes, by the way. I don't think you should treat a friend like that. I don't know about you.
Literally had to grab him, and I was like, bro, like, I can't walk. If I walk out of here and you don't send me that money, I will literally not be able to have a home. So I have to have you, you know, compensate me for this.
That is so shocking.
I was okay with it. It was because I was in a devastated position where, you know, I was in between places to live. And so I had to say, you know, like, bro, I need something. Like, bro, like, I don't know if I could pay my rent this month because I was relying on one situation to basically help me move into a new place, which is like, oh, come on, man. Like, you know, like I'll tag you in the video. And I was just like, I was like, I need, like, tag me in the video isn't going to help me eat tonight.
Does have tags of other people in this video, and Seth is like the 20th person down in the list on the, even though you are literally the subject of the video.
I accepted some money. He didn't tag me like that in the first video. I was not compensated anything, and then all the other vlogs, I wasn't compensated.
The next situation that we're going to be going to is Big Nick. Big Nick was a famous Viner, and they hung out and all that a while back. He got made fun of because of his height, because he's a midget. He's not tall like the rest of them. He's pretty small. And it was something he was born with and he couldn't control. There's multiple clips of basically them making fun of him.
No. Oh,
I don't
no.
want me this fucking line anymore.
Finally, I can make fun of something that you weren't born with. Did you have to get a custom mic to get it that low?
Alright, so this is the part where I beat your ass.
Big Nick's rapping on his tippy toes.
Not everything has to do with dwarves. Like, I just want you to look at me like a normal person. Like, I'm sorry, dog, but dwarves are not just dispensable for your content.
To make them shallow because they have to stay in the shallow end of the pool to talk to you.
Why don't you shut the fuck up and go find your truck?
Jason,
Hey.
Big Nick's here.
Holy shit. You got the puppet from the Big Nick vlogs?
No.
Puppet? What do you mean puppet?
Dude, it's so fucking lifelike. Is someone working it in the other room? Is it a remote control?
No, this is an actual person.
Honestly, I don't think he's ever seen a dwarf before.
There's a guy in the couch working it.
No.
Right? Is there a guy in there?
What the fuck are you doing, dog?
Holy shit, look at it move! How did you get this here? Dude, tell me how it works right now. Is it battery operated or is it on strings?
Now, it's more understandable because, you know, they're his friends and they can all take a joke and laugh. But whenever people, like random strangers that are fans, start doing this, it kind of gets annoying. And at that point, it goes way too far. But the only reason they do it is because of what they saw in the videos. Which, don't get me wrong, they'd probably make fun of him anyway because of his height. But it's more normalized because of what was put in the videos.
Allow it, and that's partially my fault, David, to like disrespect me in the videos. And so then everybody else just got the notion like, oh, okay, like, you know, we can disrespect Big Nick too, like it's because our master does it, you know. That was kind of like the whole vibe. But just because you're popular doesn't mean you're like a good person, you know what I mean? Kind of like a cult. Yeah, it's like a high school vibe, very cultish like vibe. People would recognize me in public, and then they would make jokes like about me, and I'm like, dude, like I don't know you. This is weird, you know. So
like, what kind of jokes? Like
just like making fun of my height and stuff, and just because David did it.
When Big Nick tries to confront David about the situation, he basically says, "Oh, it's okay," and all that, but then gives the vibes off of you're not really wanted here anymore because we can't make fun of you of your height. That's what he says. He says he gives off them type of vibes, but doesn't directly say it.
Basically told him, like, dude, I don't want to make these jokes anymore. And he was just like, okay, like, that's fine. Like, he was chill about it, whatever. And I knew by saying that I wasn't going to be in the content anymore.
You said, yo, I don't want you to make fun of my height anymore. And he's like, okay, well, there's no point of having you in the vlogs then.
That was kind of the...
That doesn't seem very. That doesn't sound very good to me.
He never vocally said that, you know what I mean? But that was for sure the vibe.
He felt awful about the situation and even thought about harming himself.
From a perspective, like, I collaborated with you when I was, you know, essentially bigger online, and like, this is how I get treated. Like, you're like trashing me over something I can't control. I can feel her on the whole, like, you know, feeling suicidal part. I mean, for a long time, like, I felt like worthless being in those videos. Like, I was like, dude, why am I even like here? Like, what's the point of my existence? Because I was just treated like this punching bag. I was like, wow, I'm like really depressed. Like, I realized right then and there, like, followers, fame, money, none of this stuff is worth it if I'm getting to the point where like I don't even want to live.
Even Trisha Paytas thinks that some of the stuff that went on here was scummy. For once, so everyone can agree with Trisha Paytas that, yeah, this is kind of wrong.
And so I flipped out.
You being mad about the Seth.
Well, that's not true. I was here.
Mad about the Seth makeout thing is crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I said to you specifically, don't have a makeout with guys, girls, moms. I don't care. Like, I won't.
What if he was in a movie and he had to do that?
It's not a movie. It's David's vlog.
I'm wondering what other people are going to say from the house. I'm pretty sure no one else is going to really make a statement, but it would be interesting to see people make a statement. Most likely, they're gonna only make defending statements because they are his friend, and they are gonna suck him off for the cash. You know, the cash that Seth didn't get. But to me, David kind of seems like a scummy, leechy person that only cares about some people and gives favorites. I'm actually really curious to see what comes out. I'm wondering if David will make a statement. Who knows? Maybe he'll respond with a Tesla giveaway.